Washington. Do you know who Denzel Washington is? I hope so. Denzel Washington is an American actor. He's famous for movies such as Training Day, uh, those kinds of things. Recently, I think he did Gladiator too. So Denzel Washington, the first movie I ever watched about Denzel, actually it was two movies on the same day. The first movie was called The Fallen. Make sure that you watch The Fallen. The Fallen explains this phenomenon that in narcissistic dynamics we describe as body jumping. Okay, so make sure you watch The Fallen. But the context for this life would more accurately be portrayed in his movie called The Bone Collector. So The Bone Collector was actually a true story. It's a must watch. You need to watch it. It's the first Denzel movie I watched. In that movie, this psychopath was moving around just murdering everyone, and he used to collect for himself the bones of the victims as trophies. Then he would leave clues for the authorities to follow him. Because you see, for these guys, it's just a game. For these abusive, toxic, cluster B personalities, your destruction is just a game to them. And this psychopath has Timo, take care. What do you mean, take care? Okay. I don't understand what you mean, pal. Anyway, yeah, let's continue. So, so in this movie called The Bone Collector, this psychopath was leaving clues for the police to follow. And finally, of course, he was caught, but they always seem to want to get caught. It's a game. Your life, your death is just a game. And these 5 women who have been killed in the UK recently have sparked an outcry, and are the reason why I'm doing this live. They've inspired it. So I just want to give a shout out. Let me just name them so you know who exactly they are. You can go research after this and see what's going on with them. The first lady was Blessing Olosogan, Keyon Williams, Taiwa Belogan, Kamaria Ayanley, and Edna Ombali Ombako. 4 of them were Nigerian, 1 was Kenyan. So there's been a trend in the UK where young women in their college age, that college age range, seem to be disappearing and ending up in rivers and lakes. So we are not living in a safe world. We are living in a very dangerous world. And I wanted us to hold a live about safety tips so that we can be more precise about how we move. So let me just go straight into it. We are living in a dangerous world. Okay? If you're not deliberate about your safety, you're living an illusion. Okay? You're like that proverbial ostrich that buries its head in the ground, hoping that the prey would not see it. You heard of that analogy that is used? So you cannot avoid danger by pretending that it doesn't exist. You avoid danger by taking measures. These are events that are happening just now. Like I'm talking about news that is just coming out. So these young ladies, it's not even been concluded how they actually met their deaths. Of course, we know and we can suspect highly accurately that they were murdered based on the pattern. It's not something we've seen just once or twice. We've seen these things many times before. Ladies their ladies will just die and their bodies end up in rivers and lakes, especially over a very short time, and in such a consistent pattern. And the race is even the same. They're the same race, they're the same age group, they're the same gender, they're the same, you know. So let us observe how we need to move in this world, because especially for you women, it's good to understand that you're more vulnerable than men. Let me repeat that one more time. As a woman, you need to understand you're more vulnerable than a man. You're not as physically capable as men, generally speaking. And I don't want you to fall for the feminist lie, convincing you that you are equal. What men can do, you can do. What? No. How they can move, you can move. Please, girls, by nature, we are different. We're just not the same. Just using your eyes, if you look at me and you look at yourself, we are not the same. It is very important for you to never forget that. Because if you don't acknowledge that fact, you will not be able to protect yourself as you should. Keep tapping on the live and sharing it. So let us look at a few practical ways that you could use to keep yourself safe. Pal, nitakupandisha after some time. The first way is when you're walking. You need to observe how you're walking. Anytime you're about to walk, because I wouldn't be surprised if these ladies were just going out on a walk. Because you see, in the UK is a walking culture. Walking is kind of the way of life. The way in Kenya we run, in the UK mostly they walk. You walk as much as you can, okay? Every opportunity that presents itself for you to walk, you walk, even if you have a car. So usually that's how we live out here. And when you're walking, there are things you need to look out for. The first thing you need to look out for are things that are not normally in your environment. And today they seem to be there. Our details are up to or are dependent on where you come from. But there are sometimes you might see things or you might see people who are usually not along the trail that you're using. Are we together? And so when you're walking, that's the first thing you need to observe. What seems to be standing out? Because everything should be seamlessly integrated. Everything should be normal. But if you're walking today and you're seeing someone or some people you're not used to seeing, or you're even seeing things or items that you're not used to seeing, that could be a potential red flag. So I'm not saying be paranoid, change your decision just based on that, but note it down. When you're walking also, always make sure that after every 100 meters, you're looking back. After every 100 meters, you must look back. And sometimes, look back after every 50 meters. If you notice that there is someone, note them as quickly as possible. When you turn back, note everything as quickly as possible that you can note. Of course, the more you do this, the quicker you'll be able to note more details. But when you're walking, just look back. If you see someone, just know that you've seen that person. If you begin to think, maybe after another 100 or 200 meters, you look 2 times behind and you still see that person or those people. Change your direction. Tap on the screen and share the live, giving us practical ways to save our own lives, okay? Because out here, people are being hunted down. It's not a joke. So if you turn back 2 times, 2 or 3 times after every 100 meters and you see the same person, it's at this point in time, it's very safe to assume that this person is following you. So use another route that you don't normally use. Brenda, all right. You're saying my hair is leaving me. That's my hair. Is my hair leaving me? All right. Anyway, if that's the only thing you're hearing, it tells me all I need to know about you. Some of these narcissists are just like this guy. Anyway, so if you go and you are turning back and you're noticing that these people are just like that, are following you, make sure you turn. And when you turn to use a different route that you normally don't use, make sure that it is a safer route. Don't just do it randomly. Start moving towards people. Start moving towards towns. Start moving towards areas that are social, where you know you will meet many people. Okay? This is very important for those who walk. Are we together? So we are looking at the first practical tip for keeping ourselves safe in this dangerous world. After every 100 meters, always look back. Just so you know, the points that I'm giving you tonight are points that I learned from a professional, a security professional who is very high ranking in the government of Kenya. So from the church I used to attend a few years back, because during the mid-year, Kenya is usually a very dangerous place. That's when crime like spikes up, especially murderous crimes. So he used to come and give us tips from a government perspective, a very high-ranking individual in the government. So these tips that I'm giving you are not just imaginations of myself. These are qualified tips that security experts, very high-ranking in the government, give. Okay, that's how invaluable this class is to you, or this live is to you tonight. So I said, after every 100 meters, make sure you look back. Get as much that you can as you can get. Note every person that you can possibly note. Are we together? And then after that, if you do it 2 or 3 more times and you notice the same person, use another route. Make sure you use another route. And use routes that take you towards social bodies, areas where people will be, or start walking towards police stations or churches or such kinds of places. Do not assume, okay? It's better safe than sorry. Most of the people who end up as victims to these people who hunt us down as prey are people who assume that maybe they are just paranoid, or they like to see the best in everyone, or they like to think that they're overthinking. But awareness is a very different thing to being paranoid, okay? It's not just a phobia, because a phobia is irrational. This is rational. I began by giving you the context for why I'm holding this live. 4 young black women have been murdered in the UK recently. And they seem to have passed away in a very consistent manner. And all their bodies have been found either in rivers or in lakes. So this topic is not just a phobia. It's not irrational to hold such a life. There's evidence. We have reason to be careful. and to be cautious, okay? The second thing you want to look out for is when you're booking for an Uber or a taxi. Brenda is saying it's time to go back home, so far away. Who is this child of the devil, by the way? Tell her something. Anyway, so guys, the second point, when you're booking an Uber, anytime you're booking an Uber, make sure that you take a picture of the number plate of the Uber before alighting. Make sure you always do that. Secondly, make sure that you tell a friend. Tell a friend that I know it seems a bit overboard, but listen, you're living in dangerous times and you just never know. Don't ever get into an Uber without taking a picture of the number plate while capturing the car itself, the color of the car, the make of the car, and always inform someone. And if possible, track it. Give them a link to be able to track your exact movement, even as you begin to go. While you do so, make sure the moment that you get into the Uber, you send the exact picture to your contact. Now, I'm not saying that you will get yourself into danger, but you see, these things just happen once. You might be safe 100 times, but that 101st time is all that matters, because that's the time you will die. So you don't want to ever get familiar or to assume that you will just be safe. Are we together? So anytime you're getting into a taxi, into an Uber, make sure you've taken the photos of the number plate, the car, the model, etc. Make sure you've told a friend and link link your travel to that friend so that they are able to follow it live. The third tip is always date in the open. Most of these encounters start as dates. That's why I'm actually very against dating sites. I'm not a guy I'm not a big fan of dating sites. If you're in dating sites, I don't know. I wouldn't recommend it. Maybe I should hold a live and ask, what do you think about dating and dating sites? Please offer your comments in the comment section. What do you think about this dating sites yourself? For me, it's a no-no. This is my reasoning. First of all, you've met very many people in your life, right? If you can't find among them someone, one person whom you can date, the issue is not the people. The issue is probably you. That's my view. If you those are the people who are your neighbors and your constituents. They are the same kinds of human beings as the human beings in dating sites, right? So what is different about these guys in dating sites? What do you expect to find there in dating sites that is not in your neighbor, or in your church, or in your school, or in your job place, in your estate where you live? What is that is there in the dating site that is not there? Again, if you are a dark personality, this question is to you. If you are a dark personality and you want to take people out, where would you go to look for them? Of course, you wouldn't go to look for them where they are safe. For example, in their churches, they are safe. They have people who know them. Everyone knows each other. If you're a stranger, if you're a weirdo, you stand out. You don't usually go there, right? So where will you go? Of course, you will go where they are most vulnerable. Where are they most vulnerable? In dating sites. Because going to a dating site, in my opinion, first of all, betrays the fact that you're living in an illusion. It betrays the fact that you're living in an illusion. Because you think that the people you'll meet in that dating site are different from the people you've been meeting. And I don't care what that dating site calls itself, Christian dating site, Islamic dating site. I don't care the title it comes with. The tenor is the same. The energy along which that that whole system is set up is the same. Some of the worst people are in there, in those religious dating sites, so to speak. So date in the open is what I'm saying. Because you go, you meet someone, they tell you come here, go there, what not, and they love bomb you, they trick you, they convince you that you are safe, they are the best, or if they are vulnerable narcissists, they come pretending about that they've been so unlucky with dating. Oh, my partner was an abuser. Oh, now I'm just looking for, and there's no second side of the coin. There's no other party. There's no party to reflect, to give the second side of the story. Therefore, you don't get an accurate view of what's really going on. So if you do it in this manner, in secret, then you find yourself in problems, because that is where people who are looking for vulnerable people go. How many girls, how many ladies have died like this while we've seen them? And it's like you never learn, you girls. Are you hearing what I'm saying? It's like you girls never learn. How many girls have we seen passing on like this? How many? You go into these dating sites, you start talking to weird or strange men you've never seen. They start promising you things. They love bomb you there. And they call you. And because you think the grass is greener, you even leave your man. You think, oh, now I've found someone who is going to fulfill my dreams. Listen to me, the grass is not always greener on the other side. Do you understand? It's not always greener. In fact, usually it's not. And not only is it not greener, it's usually worse. It's grass that has snakes crawling in those crevices and those crooks and crannies. There are spiders there. There are dangerous things lurking. A savanna might look beautiful, okay? And you as a gazelle might just decide, I want to go and take a stroll in the jungle. But you need to understand that's not how this world should work. Just because the land is just green and the lush is just beautiful and awesome. Oh, look at how awesome the rivers are just flowing. Do not just walk around the jungle because it looks beautiful, okay? There are lions in those grasses. There are hyenas. There are snakes. Beneath the surface of those calm waters, there are hippopotamuses. There are crocodiles in there. There are boas. There are constrictors like anacondas in there. You see, Paul, you're relating. So be deliberate about how you move. Avoid these dating sites. Avoid all these kinds of things. Date in the open. Date people who we know. Date people that your family can be able to access easily. Date people who, do not isolate you. Liliana is saying not all that glitters is gold. Of course, not all that glitters is gold. In fact, the most poisonous, the most venomous creatures in this world are usually very colorful, even in nature. Have you ever looked at the poison dart frog? Do you know the poison dart frog? Poison, D-A-R-T, frog. The poison dart frog is one of the most beautiful creatures ever you will ever see with your own eyes. It just comes in all kinds of beautiful colors. Yellow, purple, a mixture of colors like a rainbow, such a beautiful frog, but it is the most poisonous frog in the world. As beautiful as it is the loveliest frog ever. You look at it, you just feel like holding it. But what you don't know, that it's so toxic. That frog is so toxic. It's just a tiny thing like this. That where it travels, where it's leaping on. If you walked on that surface, just walking on the trail that it has leapt on, kills you, is enough to kill you. Go and watch. I watch nature videos a lot. Go and check out the poison dart frog. Just where it has walked, where it's sleeping. You using the same road is fatal. Even after it's gone, it's so toxic, it just leaves death behind. But if you look at it, it's the most beautiful creature you have ever seen in your life. This happens even with snakes. Go and see those blue snakes, and those, they are so, you just feel like holding them. But you try. Just try and see what happens to you. Go everywhere. Go to the sea. Go to the bottom of the ocean. To observe those luminescent fishes, and how they just generate their own beautiful lights, blue, yellow, green. You just feel like touching and holding it. Those squids, those octopuses, like the ring, is it called the blue ringed octopus? Go check the blue ringed octopus. Such a beautiful creature. But the toxin, and it's actually more dangerous the brighter it becomes. Because when you come near it, when you come near that blue ringed octopus, it actually illuminates brighter. Those rings, are just shining a very light blue. The closer the more it feels threatened. And the poison is enough, I think, to kill, I don't know, is it 100 men or what? But if you look at it, it's the loveliest thing you've ever seen. It's the same. Guys, if you guys are listening to me, the most good looking, or the most attractive women in the form of how they present themselves, the most lascivious, the ones that you look at and you go like, what? They are death to you. How many men have they taken down? I'm saying all this to belabor this point, because we are talking about dating in the open and dating in a safe way. Dating in a safe way meaning don't date in ways that cause you to be vulnerable. Don't go to dating sites. Don't meet with people in secret. Because this is what happens. You are told, come, and you don't want anyone to know. You go, and then we will just know, because we will find your body in the river. A very serious issue. So learn to date safely. Date in the open. Date people we know, and be faithful. Stop leaving your man because you think that now that person seems like a better deal for me. That lady seems to be a better deal for me. You will suffer. You will not believe what will come your way. All right. We're still looking at more tips for safety in this dangerous world. Now, another tip is make sure that you're familiar with the laws of that area. Okay? If, say for example, because I'm not a native to the UK, I'm Kenyan. I'm not a native in the UK. So when I came to the UK, I have to acknowledge that this is not my home country. Tap on the screen and share the live, guys. And I need to learn. I need to spend a lot of time learning how things are done in this country, because they know why they've set up their system in the way that they have. They are not dumb. They know exactly why they've set up the system in the way that they have. True, false? True. So you cannot come and just project your own way of living and your own worldview and your own way of doing things upon a culture that is worlds away, totally different from you and yours. Tap on the screen, share the live, everyone. So if you learn the laws, you will realize most of these laws have actually been put in place for safety. There are things that have happened in that land many years before you ever came here that necessitated those laws to be put in place. So don't ask, if you go to a place and you don't see even the people of that country doing this thing you want to do, why do you want to do it? There's a reason they are not doing it. If you don't see them going out at night, why are you going out at night? If you don't see them going alone, they're always walking in twos or threes or what, why are you going alone yourself? So make sure that you always learn about the culture and the law of the land that you're living in. That is the first line of defense and safety. And if you want to engage in something that you think might not be normal or usual in this specific place, there is no harm with going and asking the authorities in that area. Go to the police station, ask them, go to a public servant's office, ask them. They'll be able to tell you. And then they'll actually know what you're doing. They'll actually be another layer of security and safety, because they'll know about you. They'll know there's someone like this. There's someone who inquired about this. There's someone who wants to do this. That in itself even keeps you safe, because they knew about you. They knew there was someone like you. They know there's someone who was trying to do this or wanted to do this. We either allowed or disallowed, or allowed with conditions, etc, etc. So make sure you learn how the culture operates, because even in that culture, there are toxic people, there are dangerous people. You can see, like the ones, some who are even commenting here, you can just tell that these are very dangerous people, very toxic people, So if you don't learn how the land works, these are the kinds of people who will take you down. Are we together? Okay, guys. Keep tapping on the screen, sharing the live. Let's look at another point, another safety tip in this dangerous world. Now, after doing all that you need to do, there are still times that you will find yourself in a compromised situation, even after doing all that you need to do, because that's just how the world is. When you find yourself in these kinds of situations, listen, this is very important. Do your best to stay calm. It's counterintuitive, I know, but do your very best to stay calm, because you're already in a situation that you can't control. You've lost control of the situation, right? The best thing you need to do is stay calm and cooperate. Don't forget that point. That's very important. Don't let pride, don't let ego, don't let fear get in the way. Let me repeat. If you've already lost control of the situation, cooperate. This cooperation will do two things. First, it will give your predator the illusion that you're weak, that you're not observant, and that you will not take advantage of any opportunity for a getaway, which is what you want them to think. That you don't want them to think that you will either take them down or make a getaway. You want them to believe that they have total control Okay, I've heard of women because I watch very many crime documentaries and movies. I've listened to many stories, and it's many on a global scale, of women who found themselves, kidnapped, and these people who kidnap them are rapists. And you find that the woman says something that is counterintuitive to this person. Something like, I'm so attracted to you, and I'd like to be your girlfriend. And you can't understand, you can't believe what I'm about to say. That has saved the lives of so many women. Let me explain the psychology behind it. Rapists don't rape you for pleasure. Tap on the screen and share the live, you will save a life. Rapists never, almost never rape you for pleasure. It's not because they love you. It's not because you are so lovely, you're irresistible. That's a fantasy. Okay? It's not because of your beauty. How you look cannot give someone the audacity to violate you. So it's not because of your looks. Go and study the material about it. You will discover that most rapists are raping women as revenge. They are not doing it for love. They are doing it for revenge. It's not revenge necessarily because of you or because of anything you've done to them. They don't even know you most of the times. Well, sometimes they do. But even when they don't know you, it's not because this is not because they love you, it's because they think you are irresistible. It's because they have certain traumas they are dealing with and they are projecting because of their inability to introspect and heal. They are projecting their trauma outwards. They are raping you to revenge for something they've not healed from. So if you say something like, it's because if you present yourself as attracted to them, as in love with them, as willing to be their partner, that is a love language. That is a language of romance. That is a language of care. That is a language of love. Immediately you chop off their feet. You take away the power of the revenge that they're trying to mete out upon you. When you present love, in quotes, because they are not doing it for love, usually they will stop. I know it sounds crazy, but I'm telling you, go and research. Go and research after this. I've watched thousands, hundreds, if not thousands of documentaries from the time I was much younger. I started watching these things like 25, 30 years ago when I was a kid. And it's a consistent pattern always. Rapists rape for revenge, not for love. If you present yourself as if you love them, it takes away their power to rape you because they will not get the supply, the fuel that they are looking for. Because what they are looking for is pain. What they are looking for is distraction. If you pretend that you love them, they will think this will not destroy you. Many times, it has made them incapable of proceeding with the act. Cooperation is the point I'm making. Cooperate. If they are trying to steal your phone, stop trying to be a tough guy. You don't know what this person is carrying. Give them your phone, give them your money. Don't start screaming and fighting and holding your purse and give it away. You don't know what that person has inside their jacket. Doesn't matter even if it's a kid. Because what is making them that confident to attack you? It's probably because they know they are holding something that can unalive you, something that can end you. Furthermore, they came prepared for it. For you, you're just adapting. And you cannot deal with someone who's been planning if you're only reacting. You won't make it. I'm giving you life-saving tips. Cooperate when you've lost control of the situation. Tap on the screen, share the live. Are we together, everyone? Lastly, even after you cooperate, there are still times that it will not work. You might cooperate, but they are fixated on one ending and one ending only. They want to take you out, take you down. At that point in time, listen, fight with all your might. Do not give in, do not cave, do not surrender. Even if this person is as strong as a wrestler and you are as weak as whatever, make sure you fight with all your might. If you've lost control of the situation, you've cooperated, and it still did not de-escalate, because these people were just fixated on one end only, which is to end you, then go out on your shield. Fight with all your might. And this is where it's important to take a few fighting lessons. Now, I'm not telling you should just take fighting lessons, as girls especially, so that you can go and pick fights with guys, because usually the disparity of your strength, the physical strength, will offset your skills. We're just talking about, this is just your last resort, because even after cooperating, they still won't let you go. Fight with all your might. I'm a trained martial artist, by the way, just so you know. And in martial arts class, what we are taught to do is to focus on weak points, because usually you don't want to fight a person for an extended period of time, especially if you're at a strength disparity. If they are significantly stronger than you, even if they are the same gender, but they are significantly stronger, or they have an unfair advantage, maybe they have a weapon on them, what will help you is being effective in the fight. Being effective means ending the fight as soon as possible, because the more you last in that fight, the more time goes, the more dangerous it is, because you are exposed to risks of injury for a longer time, and that increases the chances for you getting injured. So go and take a martial arts class, strengthen your body, make sure you're healthy, make sure you're strong, okay? Don't be a weakling. Some of you think that being strong, being tough is a bad thing. There's no virtue in weakness. You understand? There's no virtue in being a weak person and not being a good person. It's just being a weak person. So make sure you're fit. Take care of your body. Learn the weak points that you need to, that could help you be very effective when you're fighting many people at once, or when you're fighting people who are stronger than you. Because weak points usually don't change too much. No matter how strong someone becomes, there are weak points in the body that never become stronger. It's the same for the weaker person as it is for the stronger person. It's a very small difference, because usually weak points never increase in strength. So if you learn how to attack weak points, you can get time to run away. You understand what I'm saying? We are talking about the last resort. This is the last point we are making tonight. This person has cornered you, you've cooperated, they still won't let you go. Another thing is, mind your dressing when you're leaving your house. When I was studying martial arts, one of the things that my sensei, my coach, used to tell me was, make sure that the way you are dressed is always in a manner that you can defend yourself or you can run away. Don't leave the house, for example, with your shoes untied. If they are loose in the heat of the moment, if it's a sudden attack, you can't run away. The shoes will be your undoing. The shoelace might be the one that will cause you to fall. Or the shoe might come off and you can't run as well barefooted as you can with the shoe on. If you're wearing a dress or a skirt or tights and these kinds of things, how will you be able to make your getaway? How will you be able to make your own getaway? It will be almost impossible to do so. So make sure you're always dressed in such. This is part of the fight, or part of readiness of the fight. Always go in such a manner that they have nothing to hold to. If it's a jacket or something, make sure you're dressed in such a way that you know you can take it off, or it can come off of you very easily. If possible, don't even wear that jacket, because any coat, any jacket is a liability in a physical confrontation. All right. So there are many things I can say, but yes, again, let's acknowledge Blessing Holosagan, Keon Williams, Taiwa Belogan, Samaria, Ian Lay, and Edna Obali Ombako, the 5 ladies, 5 young black women who have been killed in the UK recently. They've inspired this life. Remember, especially if you're black, if you're a person of color, you'll not be treated like the other people, like a native. If you're listening in from the UK, you coming to the UK doesn't make you white. Do you understand? There are some things you just need to know. It's just the reality of life. Even the Bible describes it. In fact, the scripture says one of the signs of the last days will be ethnos. The root word in Greek is difference in ethnicity. It's the word for ethnicity, tribalism, racism. Racism will be rife in the last days. That's a prophecy in the Bible. That's how you know Jesus is coming back. When you see all these factions, all these people groups just uniting against each other to be hostile, the days are coming. These are the days we are living in. Let's be more deliberate about how we move, how we live,